Alright guys, what is going on? Jay here. We have a lot to talk about. I just woke up, I just got my coffee, and what do you know? There's leaks everywhere about Marathon. And when I say everywhere, just on my timeline, because I've been following it, I can't wait to play it, and there's more to talk about. So let's get into that. So the biggest question here is, how will Marathon compete with Arc Raiders? Honestly, my personal opinion is I think they've done a great job at making the game look completely different. It's always looked different than Arc Raiders. Two completely different types of looking universes, stories. It's just night and day of difference when it comes to the art design. So I think that the runner shells specifically also create a completely different experience when you're playing the game. So these different art types that allow you to play in the style of your choosing is also adding on to a completely different type of game than Arc Raiders. What's the similar thing? It's just an extraction shooter, which, that's a pretty big deal. But my other question is having these different runner shells arc styles or arc play styles, well, does that classify it as a hero type shooter? What do you guys think about that? Another big thing to me is I prefer the first-person perspective. I'm a Halo player. I love Halo. Third person's okay when I want to. Third person's a relaxation mode, casual mode, and that's exactly what Arc Raiders is. It's a casual game. However, there's tons of people who go in and they just want to PvP, especially big-time streamers. Not all of them, but, when you do watch them, they predominantly do a lot of PvP. They don't even loot half the time. But whatever floats your boat, how you want to play the game is how you want to play the game. With that in mind, since Arc Raiders is casual, is Marathon choosing to stand out in a way where it's, leaning towards hardcore? When you lean towards one player base, that means you're starting to niche down. So that means if Marathon chooses to focus on just hardcore players, it's gonna just have that niche group of people. So it may not be as big as they wanted it to be. So let's dive into that thought. So these leaks that are not legit, leaks are leaks, guys. Just keep them with a grain of salt. Marathon or Bungie hasn't confirmed anything. So it's just fun to kind of banter and talk about the possibilities and maybe things that you could get excited for with Marathon. Whether it happens or not, who knows? The question before is who is Marathon's audience? Well, where Arc Raiders is casual, Marathon might choose to be hardcore. So how is Marathon, I guess the whole thing for Marathon or Bungie is how do we steal players from Arc Raiders? I'm going to be real, this is my honest opinion. I think people are going to play Marathon regardless. Bungie is Bungie, they made Halo, Destiny. People are going to play any game they make and give it a test. Now, if they made a good game, they don't have anything to worry about. That's what I think. I don't think they need to worry about just stealing players from Arc Raiders. I think there's room on the table for everybody. Just make a good game and you're gonna be successful. Focus on making a damn good game, please. So, there's a massive group in Arc Raiders that is pretty hardcore, right? There's people who just go in, they PvP, they don't loot. They're there. Do you, the biggest question is, do you really think that they can grab those players and have them only play Marathon? I don't know. Me personally, I could see myself going back and forth between Arc Raiders for having a more casual experience and Marathon when I want to be more sweaty. It just depends on the mood I'm in, So either way, I'm gonna buy Marathon and I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna play Arc Raiders. So I'll play both. We'll see which one captivates me the most though. There's this whole leak about this ranked mode in Marathon that they're gonna have that's gonna differentiate it from Arc Raiders. I read a Forbes article and I'll read some of it to you. And I'll also put everything in the description down below if you want to read it yourself. But so to get into a rank mode, there's this thing that you have to buy and wear called a holo tag, and that will drop when you die. So looting another holo tag from a runner gives you a credit for ranked. And they have different rarities. Those range from bronze to pinnacle with 6 ranks in total. There may be one even above that, a master. That sounds awesome. I don't know about you, but I do miss a little bit of ranked goodness, especially in Halo, because I haven't been playing Halo at all. And I'm not and haven't been the biggest fan of Halo Infinite's ranks. It's just not, I don't know. I think that, could be better. So this is kind of cool to me. So to be able to play ranked at all, you have to be using gear that is high quality and enough to meet a certain bar. That's really interesting. So you kind of need to work towards that probably to get into the ranked mode, which is a good idea because you kind of need to get some skills acquired and get the gear you need. Makes total sense. And it also gives you something to grind for. Ranked mode adds up the value of all the items when you extract. More rank is given for pricier items. So the bigger the loot, the more rank you get, I guess, which will no doubt mostly be looted from other players, including those holo tags. If you don't extract, you lose rank. If you extract but don't get enough good gear to hit a threshold, you stay flat. Makes sense. Some maps will be open to everyone for ranked matches, but others will be only available at higher ranks. That's cool. Some maps cannot be entered solo and must be with a team. I like that. I like the idea of having some solo maps only, and then some like multiplayer maps too. Kind of cool. This game, if this is all true, it's looking to be pretty cool, like completely different than Arc Raiders. I think it's always been different than Arc Raiders, with some similarities being extraction shooter. And then, you know, they kind of had a lot of time to see what's worked for Arc Raiders and what maybe Arc Raiders could have worked on, and then go from there, which is kind of a plus for them that they had this extra time with the downfall of the stolen art. But that's, yeah, anyways. So yeah, my biggest question of the day is, do you want to be a hardcore player? Do you think Marathon focusing on a more sweaty hardcore game interests you? Or do you think that it should be balanced with some ranked and casual? Can Marathon balance it? Will they? I don't know. This is all leaks. We don't know. Do you think focusing on a smaller niche down group, such as hardcore, is going to be good for the game? What are your thoughts, guys? Comment down below. I'm really interested in these holograms. Another example of like the holograms is if you have a silver hologram, it grants players 5,000 credits to their score target on infill, and any additional looted silver tags expand players' credit capacities by 1,000. This is interesting. So there's like the scoring details for the ranked mode, if true, is kind of cool. So I don't know. I'm very intrigued. I can't wait to see what's real and if this is a legit leak, and if whenever Bungie announces whatever, I'm kind of excited. So tell me what you think. I have a lot of questions, but at the end of the day, Marathon comes out March 5th, and I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna play it, and I'll judge it mostly then. But I'm going in with a positive mindset, and I think it's gonna be good. Anyways, what's your thought, guys? As always, thank you so much for watching the video. Anyways, Jay out.